Everybody, are you ready tonight for Benito? Everybody, are you ready tonight for Benito? I'm not trying to waste your time. I'm not asking for much. Show me some love. I'm not trying to waste your time. I'm not asking for much. Show me some
Hi,
love.
I'm Benito Glosson. A lot of people know me as Benito. You know, I'm a country boy. I'm from El Dorado, Arkansas. I have an extensive career, and I'm ready to get back into my career. I started out, tell my age, I started out in 1989 where I met MC Hammer in Grambling State University, and I sung for Hammer, and Hammer signed me right on the spot. You know, I give a lot of credit to Teddy Riley, because Teddy was like, if you don't sign him, Hammer, I'm gonna sign him. Hammer was like, no, I got him. He signed a bunch of records. So my career started, I left in '89 and went with MC Hammer, and my career started. A little bitty country boy from El Dorado, Arkansas. And it was just a phenomenal trip. 5 years traveling the world and seeing everything and becoming more cultured, you know, being from the South. And did several records with Hammer, did several records with 357, like a record called We Like It Wild and Loose. Records that went gold, and sung on. My biggest attribute to Hammer's success and me singing with him was which I sung on Too Legit to Quit, in which I'm featured on 5 songs, but I actually sung on 7 songs out of 13. So that's actually an MC Hammer Benito album. He gave me that privilege, you know, to be able to do that, you know, and I thank God for it. It was a real good journey. I left Hammer in 1993 and started my solo career, in which I started with my cousin, Fred Martin. We formed a company called Martin Entertainment, and we wound up signing, our first signing deal was with a label called Raging Bull Records, a guy by the name of Joe Iskro. He was a record label owner. Hey, straight up how it was, and yeah, people like, I give my credit though to that signing with Raging Bull. I give that credit to Larry Blackman, the lead singer of Cameo. Larry walked me right over there to Universal City and got me signed right on. I give love and shouts out to my producers back then, because man, this was making that real R&B music. My man Ivan Johnson Sr., my guy Ephraim Galloway, and my guy Mr. Derek Hall, in which we also did another record which went famously across the world, in which Aaron Hall did, in which I wrote, and my friend did the music. Derek Hall and Ephraim Galloway was a collaboration of all of us, and you know, it was a great journey, man. One of Aaron's biggest records. So with that, I left Hammer and started a solo career, and had a good long run with that, with Raging Bull for 2.5 years, and we got out of that, and I went solo again, and I wound up meeting this guy by the name of Ernie Singleton. Ernie Singleton is an icon in the business. He ran Motown. He had everybody from Patti LaBelle to Prince to Luther to you name it, to Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, Uptown, all of them. And Ernie was starting his own label. And it's kind of crazy how we met. We met at the laundromat. I was going to get my clothes out the cleaners, and he walked in. I had my record playing, a record I had out at the time. I hadn't released it yet, but the name of the record was called Shake and Bake. And here at the record, he's like, man, who record is that? Out there playing that truck. I like that record. I said, it's me.
Let me see you shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, bake. Don't stop. Girl, you know you're showing out tonight. We make it hot. What? Everybody's looking we can spend the night.
He said, get out of here. You a bodyguard or something. You ain't no singer. I'm like, yeah, man. I told him who I was, you know, and he's like, I remember you, you know. I'm like, yeah. He said, well, I'm starting a new label and I want to put you on. I would like to have you as one of my first artists, man, if possible. The rest is history, man. We had a meeting that next week and got in there with me and my cousin and him. We signed with Ernie Singleton. And this is another secret a lot of people probably didn't know. After about 6 to 8 months later, I didn't know that Ernie Singleton was best friends with Bob Johnson, which was the first black billionaire of America that owned BET. And him and Bob went to school together, college together, and I had no idea that. And they was in a position of structuring the company at the time. And Bob didn't really, he wanted to always do a record label, but he didn't know who to do it with. Because he had all the support of all the labels from around the country that was supporting him. And Bob was like, yo, I'm not gonna go public until we do this deal with Disney World in Orlando, Florida. And once they inked that deal, the rest was history. I was the first artist signed to Modern Entertainment / Fully Loaded / BET Records, which is ran, like I said, Bob Johnson and Ernie Singleton.
The club later, but right now, let's get to that concert performance I promised you. All right, we're gonna kick things off right here on Pleasure Island's West
Launched it all on the
End
BT soundstage on Treasure Island. Y'all probably remember seeing me on TV with the BT with, you know, Rachel, you know, and everybody, and Robert Townsend and Big Les and Joe Clare and all them cats. I'm just, you know, running down the line. I was there on the first performance that Destiny Child ever had. So I was right there when Beyonce was 17 years old, you know, her in the group. And Keith Sweat when they had LSG, you know, God rest his soul, my man, Gerald Levert. Gerald was in the process of doing 2 songs for me. And also, I won't say infamous, but I still love his music. He's a genius of music. R. Kelly was doing a remix to one of my songs I had, and it's called He Say, She Say.
Hey, you're back with more Planet Groove. Up next, it's Benito again performing He Say, She Say.
I'm so tired.
I was getting ready to release that, so I had a lot of great things lined up, but things somehow, you know, fell apart. That's part of the industry. You have your ups and your downs. You have to be able to maneuver throughout them. So after that was over, you know, I came out and I decided I wanted to leave the music business for a minute. And I came back south. I moved back south. I moved back home to Eldred, Arkansas. And I met my wife, you know. And the biggest thing a person wants to do in life once you're doing this music all your life, or your, you know, young life up until around about 30, you like, man, I want to do something different. I thought I'd find the love of my life, which I did, you know. And I married her, you know, and we wound up having a beautiful child, and my baby India. I love you to death. She already had a child also by the name of Naya. And Naya, I love you too, baby. I'm still daddy, and you still call me daddy to this day. Love you. But it lasted around 10 years. I shut my whole career down. I wasn't really doing performances or whatever. But in the midst of that, when I was down for those 10 years not doing anything, I met these guys, man, from a small town where it's called Bass Chapel, you know, between Huddick, Arkansas and Strong, Arkansas. You know, y'all probably don't know what it says. You probably gave Battle of the Bell. It was a small little community, and I hooked up my man Mike and Steve Young, and I just wanted to do it just to see if I had to, you know, make sure I was capable of doing what I used to do when I was younger. I had that spirit in me, and I did a rap album. Can y'all believe that? It's called Benito, Arkansas's Finest, and they produced the whole album from beats to everything. And a lot of my writers, my friends, Killer Wayne and Mr. Nasty, my man Rod D, G Slim, my homeboy Mr. Dren, so on and so on, Keisha Tate, Karen, I forget Karen's last name, but beautiful voices. We did a collaboration thing together. It came out good, you know, we had moderate success, you know, but I was just showing my talents of what I could do. So when that finished, I took another hiatus, and I went away for a while, and I was just doing shows here and there, you know, off of old material. And I was really surprised. I got in the Southern Soul Blues circuit a little bit for maybe a year, you know, here and there, doing a lot of shows around the way. Thank God my cousin, Mr. Mike, he put me back on in that. You know, he was a big time promoter and did big festivals and stuff like that. And he put me on, you know, give me a chance to get myself back right. But I never recorded no records. I don't know what it was. I didn't have writer's block or anything. I just wasn't feeling the spirit. I just wasn't. It's like you do stuff for so long and you get tired of it, but you never forget it. And I had to realize what my passion was. And a couple of years after that, what do you call it? Deja vu, struck again. I got a phone call out of Clear Blue one day, this company out of Las Vegas called Las Vegas Untitled, which was ran by this woman by the name of Ely and Larry White. And they said, we saw you on Facebook, and we saw your material, we would like to have you on our label. I'm like, what? And they, yeah, we got, you know, a couple meal tickets, we started a new label, we'd love to have you help us run it. And I was like, wow, y'all got to kidding me. They're like, no, for real. And you know me, I'm a skeptic. I'm like, okay, you for real? Send me some money. So I hit them up and how much money you need. I was like, send me $500, you know? And like, okay, we'll send it to you. We normally don't do business like that, but we want you to believe what we're doing. So 15 minutes later, I ring. I look at my phone and the money was at Walmart. I said, oh, wow. They said, we want to move you out here, get you an apartment, set you up and do a whole album and shoot some videos and do all of that. I said, wow, really? He said, yeah, it's Vegas. So next thing I know, they sent me the check to move. They asked me, did I have a car, vehicle? You get your vehicle or what? I said, no, I got my own vehicle. Went out to Vegas. Now I wound up staying about a year. Went in the studio with Larry White. Larry White, if you don't know who Larry White is, he was a bass player and a band leader with Bobby Brown back in the day. I forget what song he did with Bobby. He did a couple songs with Bobby, but he has Grammys. He has plaques all on his wall, so he's accredited for playing on the material and producing also. So I got with him and we produced a gang of records, which I came on a project called Benito Didn't See Me Coming. For a lot of people don't know what that is. You know, it's a mixture of R&B and a little bit of Southern Soul blues. I even did a reggae record on that situation. So I just, once again, testing the waters to see how talented I was. I was challenging myself. And with all of this, you know, around a year, my mother, I left without telling my mother I was leaving. I felt kind of bad, but at the same time, I just wanted to be a man and just make it again. So me doing that, my mom was very, very sick and behind it. She's like, baby, come home, come home, come home. So my mom wound up getting sick, and I made the decision to come back home, to leave Las Vegas Talent and move back home. The situation changed or whatever. And I wound up moving back home. My mother, she lasted another 2 years. I enjoyed her with every moment I could. I was being that good son, you know, did all I could do. She wound up leaving here. But before my mother left, she told me, she said, son, before you do anything else, make sure you do a gospel album and give God his praise. You know how you was raised in the church, and it's all in you when you to find your church home and do something for God. I mean, you've done all that R&B stuff and you've traveled the world, so you know the difference in what you need to be doing. I said, yes, ma'am. And like I said, before she left, I said, Mama, I would do that. So we're gonna speed it up to right now, what I'm doing. I'm in the studio again. I'm inspired, super inspired. And I just did a single by the name of Benito, This Is Who I Am. It's streaming worldwide, globally, right now on Apple Music, Spotify, you name it. All the social media outlets is out there. And I think it's only 99 cents, y'all. So if y'all love Benito and y'all support Benito, download that single for me. Let's make it go gold or platinum, baby. Because we could do that. And I look over my career, a lot of things I did, like I said, with 357 and Hammer, and I collaborated with other artists around the country now on my solo stuff I've done. You know, I've had several albums I solo. I'm back on the regimen of getting back on that bicycle, man, and getting back to where I need to be. I'm reaching the pinnacle, the midway point of life, and I just want people to be happy again. You know, we had so much music that's come out over the years that, you know, I'm not knocking nobody. Everybody have different forms, times change, and this and that, so on, but we've lost a sense of love with one another. So I'm more in a love situation. So like I said, I just got to do my first gospel single ever, and it's called This Is Who I Am, and I'm currently working on 3 projects. I'm challenging myself even more in this next journey of my life. We're doing a gospel project right now. I'm getting ready to record my R&B, put it back out. It's all about love and relationship and struggle and pain. That's what R&B is really about. It ain't about what I can do in the bedroom and all that, like a lot of these other music you hear. 99% of the records you hear on the radio now is all about sex. I mean, we just sexed out, you know. Whatever happened to love, you know, the dynamics of family, of caring with one another. Or you holding a woman's hand to open the door, to respect. See, we lost that respect factor of what it really truly means to love a woman and adore a woman and tell how pretty she is and how good she smells. Not trying to be in a situation where you're trying to cheat and take a woman from somebody or whatever. Just being genuinely honest and true. And it has nature has its way of making a circle, coming back to truth. So that's all I'm trying to do, deliver great music, something you can listen to, play in your car. It's family friendly, it ain't too edgy, but it's right there to the point where you say, hey, I like that, play that again, you know. And I'm also doing a Southern Soul project. So it's like, it's very challenging, but I'm able to do it because my mind, you get your mindset. If you're not really set up in the place where you say, I really want to do this, then you're going to mess around and not accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. I got great backing now. I have a great friend that inspires me all the time. He goes by the name of Mr. Michael Young Sr. And he inspires me, man. He tells me all the time as a mentor, he said, man, look, whatever you do, stay inspired and don't lose focus. And that's the main thing. Nothing is going to separate me from what I need to do now, because I understand. I'm trying to set myself up in the dynamics. It's not so much as just selling records and making money. It's because I know that the world needs this now. And I know my purpose as a man, and I need to give my part back to society, and nature's going to take care of the rest of it for me. I'm not going to call myself just a saint of all saints. We all have sin. We all have skeletons in our closet. But it's not to the point where it's detrimental in my career. I love what I do, and that's my passion. And all I can do is give what I have. And God said, you give me, then the rest of the world will see. Yes, I remember back in the day, I signed a single deal with J. King. And for all of y'all who doesn't know who J. King is a mastermind, man. J. King is from Sacramento, California. Brother, he's on a radio station out there now. I don't know what station it is in Sacramento he's on every day. The morning show he has. But Jay signed me to a single deal, B-side of an album. I mean, of a single we did. And J. King is the member of Club Nouveau. Rumors and all that stuff. Yeah, that's Club Nouveau. Also, I was signed with my good friend Cedric Sabalas for a season. When he played for the LA Lakers, he started a label called HYB. And HYB stands for Handle Your Business. It was me and another guy by the name of Dumel, God rest his soul in peace, my man Fats, my man Jay, we had my little homeboy, Lil K Nat, you know, Darku, rest his soul in peace. We had a little arsenal, man. DJ Red, you know, a couple of people there, and Cedric himself was a solo artist and a rapper. You know, he did a song with Warren G. But Warren G was his homeboys, you know, and said he was known for throwing these big parties up in Brentwood. This was before the O.J. Simpson thing happened and all that, you know. Sid was over there in Brentwood, the big house on the hill, and we come into the house and have big parties and everybody showcase. That's when, once again, rest soul in peace, Nate Dogg was here. You know, I would come stay with Nate Dogg and Snoop and Daz Corrupt and all those cats, because he's a West Coast dude, you know. And Cedric Sabalas was a guy who won the slam dunk contest back in the 90s with the blindfold on from the free throw line. That's Cedric Sabalas, which is primarily going to be in the Hall of Fame soon. And he's currently right now on the Fox network. He's an anchor out in Dallas, Texas now. He played for a couple of teams. I don't think Sid won a ring, but Sid played for the Lakers with Magic Johnson and all them and Kobe. He played with the Miami Heat. He played with was it Detroit Pistons, I think it was, and the Dallas Mavericks, and the Phoenix Suns. So he went to a couple of teams, but Sid, my man, I love you, Sid. What I actually plan to accomplish this time around in my career, which I look at as deja vu again, God giving me another opportunity, that I have the health that I have. I'm able to still have vocal ability and still be relevant. One of my mentors by the name of Louis Burrell, which was Hammer's older brother that ran his empire back in the day. And Louis made Forbes magazine back in the day. And Louis told me recently, Benito, you know, you reaching this pinnacle of a century. It's like, man, your voice is still strong like it was. Actually, it sounds better now. You have more control on everything you did when you was a kid. And I thank God for that, because, you know, a lot of times cats lose it. But I'll say this the most. I never used drugs in my life. That's why as a kid, stay away from it. Leave it alone. I was around all of that stuff, man. You name it. Any type of drug you could have named, I was around it. But it never tempted me, never came in my mind to say, hey, I'm going to try that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. No, I never smoked. And I've never drank in my life. Can you believe it? And it actually is a truth. It's not a myth. It takes 10 years off your life when you do stuff like 10 or 15 years. And it shows. But I'm not. What I would do this next time, this next journey, I'm going to secure the bag, as they say now. It's a new word. I'm going to put my money up and save and invest in things I need to invest in. I met Chris at the Guitar Center out in Gardena, California. I was telling him who I was, whatever. He knew a little bit about me, but not much. He was a kid at the time. Chris was like 16, 17 years old. We're in the Guitar Center. And me and my cousin Fred walked up in there and we was looking for equipment for it. He said, man, I got y'all. He said, I do beats. You know, anybody tell you that in the industry they do beats, everybody doing beats. So, you know, we like, okay. He said, yo, I can show you right quick. So he already had his little demo in his pocket on a disc, and he slid it to one of those keyboards and he started playing. I said, hey, all right. I said, this dude kind of for real, cousin, because what you think we should do? I said, hey, let's mess with him. So we started dealing with him. He sold us all of our equipment for our studio. We was building a pre-production studio, because that's how I used to do it back in the day. And even today, I mean, it's easier now because everything comes in computers and everything. Back then, you had to buy separate equipment to build your studio up. So in that time, we did that, and Chris, like, I do y'all track for y'all. I charge you like $250, $500 a track. You know, it's okay, cool. Come to find out, Chris is doing records for us or whatever. We never really doing the records. Chris had got a deal to another label. We missed the opportunity. We could have signed him to Martin Entertainment, but he wound up going over sound with another label over in Gardena, California. And at the time, there was a big guy by the name of Jesse Rod. And he signed Chris, and Chris called me over one day, and they wanted me to come over to sing some background for one of their rappers, sing a hook, which I did. And at the time we was doing it, we was just messing around, and Chris messed with the beats. I said, man, let's do me a track, Chris. He said, okay. He started doing the beat, and the beat wound up becoming one of my hit singles called Shake and Bake. And I wound up using one of their artists to rap on the track. And we did a collaboration deal. And we wound up paying Chris a significant amount of money, around about $7,500, which was real good back in the 1990s, you know, for an unknown producer to do anything. But I was signed to a major label. I was signed to Cybersonic, Fully Loaded / BT at the time. So Chris found that out. He's like, yo, this is my opportunity to get a break. Put Chris out, put Chris in the video, did the record, everything, and the rest is history. And after that, Chris branched out, started doing records for everybody from Bell Biv DeVoe to, you know, to Rap Tresvant, to you name it down the line. He got the gigs with Tyra Banks, the Tyra Banks Show. I mean, this is a host of things he did after me. So I give a big credit to giving Chris his first commercially released worldwide record. And he gives me love too, and we love each other right to this day. He still gives me tracks, you know, just on GP, because I gave him his start, and he took the rest and ran with it. He was a genius, and I had no idea that Chris had took classical when he was coming up. So he knew Beethoven, he knew how to play, he knew keys, he knew chords, he knew harmonies, he knew backgrounds, all that. But myself, I just didn't credit him because he was a kid. Not that he had it, but he was dope, and he's still dope. He did some of the baddest tracks around. He worked with Dub C, to Ice Cube, did stuff with Snoop. I mean, the Dog Pound, all that. He has those type of West Coast beats. So if you out there, you see Chris, hey, holler at him. He got you something. He got some heat. He always got some heat. And I just give my credit to him. I love you, boy.
Dear God, I come to you as humble as I know how to be. Nobody knows me better than you, Lord.
Nobody.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
This is my testimony. Lord, I come to you with stretched out arms and on bending knees.
Ooh, yeah.
This is who I am.
This is who I am. Lord, I stand before thee, humbly asking for your mercy. This is who I am. Lord, I come to you with open arms and asking you for guidance through. With open arms and asking you for guidance through. This is who I am. This is who I am. Lord, I stand before thee, humbly asking for your mercy. Lord, have mercy on my soul. This is who I am. Lord, I come to you with open arms and asking you for